Hi there, beautiful soul. Today I want to send you a personal invitation to attend a 7-day immersion with me on my property here in our beautiful oasis in Forth, where you get to be with a group of wonderful, heart-centered, like-minded people and clear trauma and issues from your tissues under my guidance. The immersion is almost full, so there is maybe spaces for 2 special people left, and I want to share it with you because it could be you if you're sitting on the fence. You've heard me talk about it before. So what is this immersion about? Well, I created this 7-day event for people who perhaps like you, who might feel that you've done so much work already, you've done inner work, connected with your inner children, cleared issues from your tissues, watch YouTubes, eat a healthy diet, do mindset work, meditation, and perhaps you've even learned to connect in, but perhaps deep down you feel like something still isn't working. There's still something that loops you back into trauma or into drama, or perhaps your money isn't working out, or there's part of your health that isn't working for you, your body is still causing you grief, or relationship struggles. Often when people come to me, they're stuck somewhere either in their happiness, health or wealth, right? And we do deep work. And when I work with my clients, I have specialized into looking directly into their energy field, and so I can see where the life force is kinked, and this creates problems in the outside world. So let me just tell you a little story that I've perhaps never told you before. So when I first opened the clinic in 1999, I was so curious, and I learned lots of body work, and I rolled up my sleeve and saw as many clients as I could back at the time. I was so passionate. And then in the year 2000, which is like 26 years ago now, I went to a random seminar by an old lady who since passed over. And she was standing in the front of the class, and there were maybe 20 people in the group. And she was scanning everyone's energy field with her hands. And she was just using her hands like scanning machines. And I was absolutely fascinated. Like, I still remember the very first person that jumped at the front of the queue. She went like this, and she said, "Oh, you've had chronic sinus problems." And then she was able to pinpoint what was going on, why that lady had sinus problems and so on. And then she was able to clear it with her hands. And I was totally fascinated. She was the first person that really taught me about the subconscious mind, that as well. And that lady has since passed away. But she inspired me so much that I became a subconscious healer. So for many years I studied how the subconscious mind works. So the subconscious mind is the mysterious workhorse that is your immune system. It drives your life. It can be filled with sabotages as well. It's very powerful, and it takes instructions from your conscious mind, right? So, but the conscious mind is really only 5% of you at most. And the subconscious mind is 95% of you, but not much is known about the subconscious mind till you actually start studying it. So I became passionate about learning all about the subconscious mind, everything that there was to find. And luckily I did, because 6 years later I got hit by a truck and was left with catastrophic injuries, lying on the road with spinal injuries, 40 broken bones, internal bleeding. Basically the lower half of my body was, come adrift from the top half of my body. And I had to figure out in the first place what caused it, how did I co-create that, why did I need it in my life, what was the benefit for me, why did my subconscious mind allow that to happen, because your subconscious mind is also your guardian. And thankfully by then I already knew how to tune into my own energetic field, like that older lady had taught me 6 years earlier. So today I can clear my own issues from my tissues. So I scan my own body. And so this is what I teach my students during the immersion. Not just how to do this, of course, this is just one of the tools in the toolbox. So what I realized over the years is that our mind and our body are not confined literally to the physical beings that we are. We have this electromagnetic field all around us, and that electromagnetic field contains information, and that information tells us where our energy is blocked. You can think of it, it's like working upstream, we're working upriver, and we are clearing blocks before they become a physical problem in your life, which is working downstream. Most people and really good practitioners work downstream, but it's much more beneficial for your life if you learn how to work upstream, and this is something that you can learn. So over the years, I realized, hang on a minute, when I feel the energy field, and let's say I notice my client has an energy block, let's say right here, I can pinpoint that energy block, and then I've created a system that helps me to decode all the information that is contained in this energy block so that it can be dissolved. And that information can be to do with your ancestors, generational trauma, past life trauma. It can be from when you were in your early childhood. It can be current. It can even contain some future information. It contains information about your country that you live in. But all the same, I've created a system that is like step by step. It's an 11-step system that decodes the information in that energy block. Then we feed that back to the client, and the client is often surprised what they hear about themselves, because it helps the client to remember, like our body remembers everything. You've probably heard about your body keeps the score, right? Well, our body does keep the score. It remembers everything from the moment of conception onwards till now. Like it's super intelligent, and it has the storage facility capacity probably equivalent to the universe or the galaxy. That's how much information can be stored in your body. So we find the relevant information that's in that energy block that sets you free today. Then you can be unstuck, like you're no longer stuck, and the energy starts flowing, which people feel tingly all over, and then their outer world also begins to change. So this life force energy, can call it, runs the show behind everything else. And if you can hack into it, you become a most powerful computer deprogrammer, of course, and it gives you a tool that sets you, you become a healer or in your own league. And I teach this to people who really want access to have all this information, so they can come home and either work with themselves, because you can do this non-stop yourself and really fast forward decades of your life, and because it shortens the gap where you are now and where you want to be. We all want to be often somewhere else, or we want something a little bit more, right? We want to be a little bit healthier, or a little bit wealthier, or a little bit happier, or we want to clear big obstacles from our lives. And so what I'm teaching during the 7-day immersion is a complete system based on what you feel in the mind-body electromagnetic field that's all around you. Even your mind is not contained to your brain. Your mind is also all around you, in case you didn't know. All of this can be observed because we were born with different senses other than our, eyes and ears and nose and taste and all the rest. That information goes into the computer. We have different senses that can pick up the real truth of who you are, and then it can be decoded in a very easy way. So I've literally spent 25 years putting together a workshop that supports women and men like you all the way down to the deepest cellular level, so we can pull out what's been blocking you. Often it's generation, more often than not, when we have trauma in our body, it's for many generations. And we're entering a time now with the new year, this year, with the year of the fire horse, where inauthenticity and masks and, behaviors, performances and all that, suppressions, none of that will work anymore. It's not going to work for us anymore, because literally energy is speeding up, the energy is getting more honest, and it wants us to slot into gear and be our most authentic self. And when we have trauma in our body, there's often an inability to show up how you want to truly be. Trauma energy is not our own energy. Trauma energy was put into us by, you know, different situations, groups of people, other loved ones, our parents, our community, and our childhood issues really dictate the quality of life that we have today. So I can help you discover the kinks in the cable, and you can apply that to yourself and create a wonderful, fulfilling life for yourself. I mean, even if you look at me, I am 64 now, so it's like 20 years since I was hit by a truck and left with catastrophic injuries. I was told that I would need 2 double hip replacements. I had spinal injuries. I was paralyzed in different parts of my body. I needed, at the time, a colostomy bag and catheter. It was all paralyzed. I had a, you know, closed head injury and as I said, more than 40 broken bones. And all of that healed incredibly quickly because I actually applied what I already knew at the time, which is 20 years ago. But now I know a lot more. I can literally help you have the pin in your hands, like the key to the universe, thinking of the universe as the bank of benevolence, or the bank of unconditional love, or the bank of infinite credit. But how do you get the universe to support you, right? And I can teach you that. Many of my clients who come to me, they've actually stopped receiving, like something blocked their ability to receive good things. And they have learned to just rely on themselves, and they are blocking the flow of blessings, I call that. And it's unnatural. The universe wants us to be receiving. It's desperate to support us. So this is another thing that you learn during the 7-day immersion. I especially created 7 days because sometimes our wounds or our scars or our karmic imprints or our trauma are so sticky that we need to be able to soak that in gentle, compassionate, loving, supportive, nurturing, safe energy. Just like if you have a big stain on your trousers or on your jacket, you need to soak that in warm, soapy water. You can't just be scrubbing it like that, because you destroy the fabric of the jacket or the trousers. And I don't want to destroy anyone's fabric of life, right? I want to do things as gently and as sophisticated as possible. So that's why I created a 7-day immersion. During the last immersion that we had in November, we had a wonderful group of people. And one young man, he actually grew 5 centimeters. But of course he didn't grow 5 centimeters. His spine just straightened, and he was like 5 centimeters taller at the end of the 7 days, because he cleared so much trauma from his body and then he was able to claim his space and really step into how he deserved to exist and be inside his body, right? Because trauma energy pushes us out of our own body, and then trauma energy occupies the cells of our body and the tissues and the systems. It creates disease and hardship and struggle and adversity. And during the 7-day immersion, we can clear a whole lot of that. It's like for people that are dedicated to their path, for people who are open to receive miracles, for people who want to shave decades of their journey and want to fast forward their life. So over the years, I've been privileged to come across many really interesting, eccentric people even, who taught me so much about the universe, how the universe ticks, how the life force operates in our life. I am also studying at the university, doing a PhD in psychosomatic medicine at the moment. So I've done the science, I've worked with over 20,000 clients, I've written 3 books on the topic, and I had to recover my own body. I am so healthy now. I'm much healthier probably than most people my age, because I applied what I know. So the door is open for you to step into a new life, into a different life. I also want you to know that, yes, it is an investment of 7 days of your time, but you will make lifelong friendships and support. You will never be the same person again. You will be full of yourself after you leave, you will feel calmer, confident, clarity, connected, and you'll be able to create miracles in your community. And the money that you spend, you will be able to get that back 100-fold very, very quickly. So this is for people who, as I already said, want to uplift themselves, but also for practitioners who want to deepen their skills, and people who are starting out as healers or coaches. So it's a full package that I supply. You get like the books. Also, it's fully catered for, so it's morning, afternoon tea and lunch. So you are fully nurtured and grounded as well. I'm hoping that this is something that you're interested in. The workshop starts on the 28th of February, so it's in a few weeks, and then it goes over 1 week. I also want you to know there was a student there, she had lifelong allergies, they were cleared. Another student got clarity about her money situation, like her money patterns, because awareness is key. Without awareness or consciousness, of course, you can't change anything. So you will receive so much clarity during this workshop as well. You get time in the soul seat where you are all the attention is on you. That's also really beneficial. And the whole time you're held in a group of loving, high intention frequency. So I'm hoping that this appeals to you, and that if you feel a little nudge in yourself, trust your intuition. Always say yes to yourself. If I look back over my life, I only have regrets for all the times that I said no to me, that I thought, no, I better not do that. I better just spend the money on the kids. Like Peter and I have 6 kids. I better just listen to Peter. Back in the days, early days, Peter didn't really like anything to do with energy work. He was a staunch critic, or whatever the word is. But after he had his own miracle with his hips, which I told you about, Pete has a congenital hip deformity that caused him a lot of pain. And when he finally let me work on his hips, and I was 40, I think, at the time. That was before my accident. So it was early days for me in the year 2000. I worked on Peter's hip. I cleared all the blocked energy from his hip. His leg came right, and he's never ever had problems with his hip since then. Even though he has a congenital deformity, and the orthopedic surgeon said he needed a complete hip replacement. He hasn't needed it, and he won't need it. And neither do I. Like, I was told the same thing. I would need double hip replacement and have different parts replaced over time. I haven't needed anything, because our bodies are much more capable. They're an extension of the universe, literally, like the field of infinite possibilities. That's who we are. We're a field of that in itself. And I teach you how to plug into that and how to believe in yourself. So there will be an article attached to this video. So go ahead and have a little look. Read the article and read the invitation. And I'm really hoping that this appeals to you and that you can join me in March, and miracles will happen. If it's not you, perhaps you can think of somebody else who really needs to hear this. So please share it with your loved ones as well. And I'm so happy and appreciative that you're part of my community, that you have supported our business for many years. And I hope you have a really wonderful rest of the week. Bye for now, and thanks for listening.